Hey, what's going on, Scatterbrains? Thank you for coming back to another episode of Scattered Brilliancy. My name is Travis, and today I'm going to be doing a review for Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 3. Now, I'll go ahead and get it out of the way. Clearly, the setup is different. I was not prepared to do tonight's video at all, at least equipment-wise. What I've learned from the past 2 weeks is I need to set up like my camera, set up the light, just make sure that the whole space is together. And I didn't do that tonight because there was a storm that came through. We went upstairs early. Carmen is not feeling that great either. So I'm also starting this video a lot later. So I'm just not prepared to do the video. So that's why things look different. There's probably not going to be any kind of fancy editing on the video. And, but at least you're getting it right. Tonight's episode was, just regular, nothing special. Nothing exciting. We saw 2 weddings. Yeah, we saw 2 weddings tonight. And we're just going to go ahead and go through it. I thought I took more notes than what I actually did. On my phone, it looks really long. But when I sent it to my iPad, since I'm recording on my phone tonight, I didn't take barely any notes. So I don't think we're going to be on here too long. We'll go ahead and get Morgan out of the way. Again, that's Morgan and Ben. For those who don't know, I make up names. They still have not gotten married because Ben is still fighting off COVID-19, and that's that for them. They were in the preview for next week, though, so we'll finally get to see that. And like I said, maybe either the first episode or the last one. I'm not going to do my predictions on who I think is going to stay together or get divorced come decision day until I see all couples interact, which should be next week. And I still have not seen a preview for this season. Has anybody else seen a preview for this season? I haven't actively looked for one, but if you've seen a preview for this season and you see or you saw something that seemed like, ooh, it'd be interesting when that happens, let me know down in the comments, because right now I'm just kind of feeling like, oh, all the couples seem to be pretty okay. But that's because I haven't been, I guess, tainted by the edited promo for the season. But the episode opened up with Kitch. When it ended last week, she was talking to her dad. If you remember, Kristen decided not to tell her dad that they were getting married at first, that she was getting married at first sight. So it picks up at that point. But all in all, her dad tells her to go for it, and he seems supportive. The whole time the dad was on the screen, I was just like, who does he look like? Who does he look like? And the best way I could explain it is he looks like a mix between like Donald Trump and Woody from Toy Story. It's just like if you took those two and you just smushed them together, that's Kristen's dad. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody or if anybody else can see it, but that was the connection I made in my mind. So when we see Mitch still getting ready, last week he had that whole issue about his beard. And he had an issue with his tie last week that I didn't mention, but for whatever reason. But no one, including Mitch, knew how to tie a bow tie. Now, I know how to tie a bow tie because I've worn bow ties, and tying a bow tie is not that difficult. But Mitch was getting genuinely upset about the fact that nobody knew how to tie a bow tie. And the whole time I was thinking, y'all don't have phones? Y'all can't just hop on YouTube? That's where I go to when I need a tutorial on something. Just hop on the tube of you to figure out how to do something. So I don't really understand at all, y'all, and I know y'all all got phones. How come nobody just didn't pick up their phone to look up a tutorial on how to tie a tie? But those kind of little tantrums, I'll call them, from Mitch are the only thing from Mitch that's got me feeling like, Mitch, you seem a little questionable, like the whole beard thing and the whole tie thing. But I'm just going to assume that's a whole nerve situation. So he sends her a plant. It's probably a cactus or something. I don't know what it was. And he also sends her an engagement ring. Now, I have never heard of James Allen prior to this season of Married at First Sight. Never. No kiss begins with K. Every gift begins with, every gift comes from Zales or whatever their little tagline is. I ain't never heard of James Allen. And James Allen has clearly spent a pretty penny to be sponsored and featured this much on Married at First Sight. Like, there was even a commercial that aired, I think maybe it was the first commercial break, with Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper talking about it. I fast forwarded because we started late, but I was just like, I've never heard of James Allen, but they clearly are gonna get as much promo as they can. But Kristen was really excited, and I think one of the girls mentioned, no, this has never happened to anyone. And I was thinking, yes, it has. It's happening to 4 other girls. It was all a part of the plan. I did not watch last season, and the season before that, I don't think they got engagement rings. So this might be like a first, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments as far as Married at First Sight, if the engagement ring thing is a thing. But I don't remember that being something that people got. But she seems to be happy. He said he had like some kind of dream the night before of exes and all this other kind of stuff that he felt was just him tying up loose ends. But all in all, they both seem to be excited. It was funny that when the ceremony actually started, her mom came down the aisle by herself, which I didn't really understand, in this hot pink dress. And Mitch said, "Is that my wife?" And I'm thinking, you think that your wife would come down the aisle in a hot pink dress? Like, that just doesn't make much sense. But I guess it's a compliment for the mom for him to think that she was young enough to be his wife. But, you know, Mitch is older, so his initial response to his actual wife, Kristen, is that she's pretty, but he said he wasn't off the bat attracted to her. Mitch has made it perfectly clear throughout this episode that he has a thing about being in your natural state. Like, he doesn't probably like the makeup, he doesn't like the heels, he probably don't even want to get her hair done. He probably just wants her to be like a shake and go type of girl. Just wake up and just going about your business. So he is looking forward to seeing her without all of the pomp and circumstance that comes with being done up on a wedding, because he also said he didn't like the dress either. They take their photos, do their first dance. He talks more about the natural state. She says that she's real super cash. Like, she's super cash, you know, that's the thing, that she's super cash. Like, she's super casual, she's super cash, you know, one thing that he did say that I thought was really, really smart was he said that he was not going to project his expectations onto her, because that was a mistake that he's made in his past relationships. I thought that was probably the smartest thing I heard anybody say in Married at First Sight history that I can remember. I feel like that is the easiest way to set yourself and your partner up for failure, no matter whether it's a marriage or a relationship, is to project your expectations onto someone, but also not to make the other person aware of what those expectations are. That's something Carmen and I had to learn in marriage counseling. But I think that it's smart of him to kind of just reserve all of that and just take his time to get to know her. So that was kind of the point for me where I felt like Mitch wasn't as bad as he was seeming when he was having his whole tantrums. What else is going on? The pomp and circumstance, like I said, he's not interested in it. And let's talk about this Little Mermaid Under the Sea ugly cake. Whose idea was that cake? First of all, the cake was poorly done. I got that it was supposed to be seaweed. You know, he likes to save the whales and the oceans and every grain of sand. Like, he's, you know, is eco life. You know, I got that. But the cake was terrible looking. Like, it looked like it was made by somebody's 7th grade art class. I get where they was trying to go, but that was just ugly. And if I was her, I would have been ticked that was the cake. Like, it just looked like, a giant came over to the ceremony, squatted down, and took a big dump on a table, because it looked like just a big green turd. I hope nobody's eating while they're watching this. I'm sorry. The cake was ugly, and I'm just going to leave it at that. He talks to her mom. He doesn't believe in love at first sight. He's not measuring, I think I wrote that. No, so he says he's not measuring success by finances, but by impact. He's very much on his cause as far as saving the oceans and all of that kind of stuff. So that is what makes him feel like he is contributing to the world. That is what makes him feel like he's successful. Not necessarily the amount of money he has in his bank, aka he broke. At some point or another, he runs into Miguel in the bathroom. Clearly, they had their weddings at the exact same time, obviously the same place. And they chopped it up for just a little bit. But in their little section, she says she's interested in sex. He ain't interested in sex because he ain't attracted to her right now because she got all that on. Like, maybe when she get naked, wash all the makeup off, and like I said, just do something other than what she's doing with her hair. Maybe then he'll be interested. All right, let's move on to Miguel. Again, that is Lindy and Miguel. I don't have a lot for them. Her friends say that Miguel is looks like her dream guy. Don't think we've heard anything about the way he feels about her physically, but I might be wrong. Oh, and the pictures for Ligel and for, what's their name? Kitsch, Kristen and Mitch's Kitsch. The pictures look like they was taken on somebody's iPhone. Like, I felt like the pictures for Jexus and Sate, they looked pretty good. But the pictures that we saw tonight, I was just like, these pictures, they're not picturing. You know, and I think it was more of a lighting thing, but just the pictures they didn't look that great. And I'm pretty sure that Lifetime would only choose to show us the best of the best. And the best of the best was whack. But they take their pictures, where we at? They have their first dance. It's hella awkward. And she had to remind us it's due to her, you know, religious past, the way that she was brought up. This is her first time, I believe she said, ever slow dancing with the guy. She was first Seventh-day Baptist, something like that. Seventh-day Adventist Baptist. Something like that. I can't remember what it was, but she's never been to a dance. She don't know how to dance. She ain't got no rhythm. And so all of this is, she don't know what to do. She just swaying side to side like she's drifting in the wind. She don't know how to dance. And he just got to figure that out. He speaks Spanish to her. I guess that made her a little bit moist because she likes the way Spanish sounds and she wants him to teach her how to speak Spanish. But she says that this is the best day of her life. And I'm thinking, like, it probably is, given your baseline. Given how you were brought up, this probably is the best day of your life. This is probably the most action you've never seen in your whole life. No offense. She talks to his sister. And I don't remember if we learned this in the previous 2 episodes because I wasn't really paying much attention to this section. But she says that her and her brother have had a very rough upbringing. His parents are not there. I don't think we've been made aware of exactly where they are or why they're not there. But something traumatic, I guess, has happened over the course of him and his sister's upbringing that's made them who they are. And I guess we'll learn about that kind of later on in the season. But she says to kind of counteract all of that, it's going to be very important that she is an effective communicator with him because of the upbringing. Now, Miguel talks to Lindy's brother. I'm still learning these names. And he asks him a question that I feel like is going to be, it is going to be a problematic thing over the course of their marriage. And that question was, do you believe in a higher power? Bottom line, Miguel's answer is no. And I'm just like, okay, you got this religious girl who was brought up in this religion, and she's married to a man who does not believe in a higher power. Now, I think she's left whatever that religion is, obviously, but that's still inside of you, I would think. And the fact that he said he doesn't believe in a higher power, he said he doesn't believe in organized religion, which I totally get. Organized religion has turned a lot of people away from many different things. And he just says it's something that he doesn't naturally gravitate towards. And to me, it's just a no. And I respect everybody's beliefs, everybody's feelings, but I don't know how you could not believe in a higher power. I don't understand that personally, but it is going to be really, really interesting to see how that dynamic affects their marriage. They got the whole, we're both doctors, we're both real smart, and we connect on all these levels, but that spiritual piece, if that's not right, nothing else is right. Nothing else. So the brother, I think, was reading that like, oh yeah, this ain't gonna work, but we'll see. But I'm very interested to see how that conversation goes whenever he tells her that he doesn't believe in a higher power, or whenever she asks him. Jexus. Now we can end with them. Stasha and Sate, very quick for them. He's happy. She's attracted to him. Everything is good between them. They talk to family, get whatever information they can get. The biggest thing to take away from them is Nate has female friends, more particularly Megan. On the first episode, Megan gave off a weird vibe to me. And y'all let me know if y'all felt that or saw that. But Megan's vibe on that first week was just kind of like, y'all smashed? Like, I truly believe that there's been some little doodly doot between Nate and Megan. because in tonight's episode, Stasha talked to his groomsmen, just getting information about him, which is what everybody did. And I don't remember if they brought up, I think they might have asked her, are you comfortable with him having female friends? And she said yes, as long as there are boundaries, which, males and females can absolutely be friends, but you just have to have boundaries and understanding. And then we're kind of like cutting back and forth, I think, were we cutting back and forth between conversations? I don't know, but at some point or another, Megan sits down with Stasha and Nate. And the way that Megan is just like gazing at both of them almost, but specifically at Nate, is the same way she was gazing at him the first week I watched when he told them he was getting married at first sight. She looked like she was sad, or that she was disappointed that he was getting married at first sight, because to me, I read it as Megan wants Nate, but that's just me. So it was just interesting to see her talking to them and he, during the ceremony, when they were giving the information about who everybody is, they talked about how he likes to watch sunsets, and then Megan's talking about how they watch sunsets, and it's just like, I don't go and watch sunsets with my friends and stuff like that. But Stasha's face, she was pinging, or clocking, as they say. She was clocking Megan, and that's gonna come up later in the season. I bet my bottom dollar that is gonna come back up this season. But for them, she said she ain't busting nothing open tonight, okay? I think Nate is ready to dive in, but the pool is closed, okay? And that's that on that. And then we're gonna end with Jexus. I completely understand safety protocols as far as having the weddings outside to keep things safe, because clearly I already had a cast member catch COVID, but you don't want to put, the families and the friends at risk by putting everybody together in a building for a wedding or reception. So I get why the weddings were outside. But these weddings are like, they took place in November. People sitting outside in bubble coats, okay? They got heaters, and we had Alexa sitting over there in like raccoon ass. And I was just like, what are you wearing? What do you have on? It looked like squirrel. It just, I don't understand. But she feels like Nate, what's his name? Justin, is a good balance for her. They were vibing a whole lot. They've been vibing pretty much. They've been like kissing and tonguing each other down and biting lips, which looked really painful. But, hey, if you like it, good for you. It was interesting when we watched Alexis dancing with, is his name Justin. It looked like she was just dancing on his knees. He's so tall. It just looked like she was backing up on his kneecaps. I mean, that's just me. I have so many other things I want to say, but I'm going to keep it respectful tonight because somebody is going to be offended by my true thoughts. But Leslie Jones is still there. I'm still seeing Leslie Jones. I'm seeing a WNBA basketball player at this point. I'm really trying to get it out of my mind. I'm trying, y'all. But it is not working, okay? All right, so Justin's brother is much more comfortable with his brother getting married at first sight because he talked to Alexis. She talks to his groomsmen. He talks to her sisters. They get information, nothing important. Her initial feelings have shifted because, of course, she told us that she thought he was facially unorganized. She didn't say that. I deduced that Alexis found him to be facially unorganized. I've already defined that. Go look at the other videos if you ain't see it. And I think that now that she has gotten to know him, she's able to look past the facial unorganization and she's able to see him for who he really is. And that is really what it's all about. And the way she was tonguing him down, she didn't care what he looked like. And they do the garter. It was real uncomfortable to watch. And at the end of the garter thing, he did this like dance move. And I was kind of like, he was real theatrical and how he got the garter off. And at the end, and I was just kind of like, what's that? What's that? I don't like that. I don't like that. But he didn't get no action tonight. Well, she said he wasn't getting no action tonight. But the way they was in bed, and I'm not even going to repeat it, he even had the audacity to tell us that he was erect. And I was just like, why do we need to know that? Lifetime, y'all could have kept that. I didn't need to know that. But she makes him feel wanted, and that's different for him. So that's good. It's not just somebody who just wants him for whatever is in between his legs. But they look like they're going to do it. They look like they're going to consummate the marriage. And that's really all I got for tonight's episode. It wasn't anything special. Thank y'all so much for those of y'all that went and followed Carmen, that liked and sent messages. I truly appreciate it. If you did not go follow my wife on Instagram, please go follow her. The link is down in the description. Thank you to those who ordered stuff from my Christmas sale. I'll be showing y'all my new wrapping paper probably in the next couple of weeks. All the links are down below if you want to get our stuff from BELK. That's down there as well. Thank y'all so much for watching this review. I'm about to go upstairs, check on my wife, make sure she's feeling okay, and get some sleep. All right. Thank y'all, Scatterbrain, so much for all the support. I truly appreciate it. So make sure that you rate, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll be talking to y'all soon. Peace.